let's get into Leagues Cup as a whole. So, kind of what's Adam? What's your? We haven't really talked about. I know we were all me and you both like coming in pretty much the entire season. We haven't been big fans or the idea of this tournament. We always felt like it's kind of like a money grab bullshit kind of tournament. But now that it's actually playing out, how do you feel about everything?
It's still odd, especially pausing the season, to do this. There's just been so many competitions, both on the international level and now in club level. It's been rough, but the quality of the product on the field has been good. We've been seeing some good games. We're seeing a good mix of some MLS teams really going out dominating, playing well. We also got some of the big Mexican teams coming out playing well. So I think it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to have a nice little mix going into the knockout stage. But I think that's when we're really going to know the answer to that question. It's hard to say in the group right now, but once you get down to silverware hour, where you start having to play these difficult knockouts, I think that's when we're gonna have a good idea of really how this competition worked out. But so far, I think it's good. It's good.
Yeah. As for a fan watching it from like more of a watching entertainment perspective, I like it. I think it's really cool. But when I kind of take a step back and look at everything that is happening because of this tournament, I I I still stand by the fact that I really don't like it, and I really don't like the fact that CONCACAF is giving up Champions League berths because of this. I still think that this is just kind of low key a disgrace because you are forcing this schedule to be so ridiculously tight. We're
Well, that's
playing through
yeah.
we're playing through international windows, which are affecting teams. We just saw this summer countless teams. I mean, we're doing our match predictions, and we're like, we don't know who to predict because countless players are pulled out because of the Gold Cup. Then they do this. The U.S. Soccer Federation does this weird money grab game in March against Mexico for no reason outside of an international window. And now, like I was mentioning earlier with this Messi thing, it's like Messi might be gone in September be for international window. And it's like I I really dislike it because we're putting this made up tournament that's clearly put together for money, and then yet we ruin the product of what actually of like actual MLS games. And I mean, me and you've complained about MLS scheduling for the past couple of years about
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
what
always been bad. And now you're going to throw this thing in here, which is going to make it, which is has made it even worse. And then you're going to give births to it, which I really don't like because now you're
I mean,
just
that was always my
excluding.
main complaint. It was the scheduling part. I mean, standalone, like if take away all that issues, I don't have too much of an issue with the competition. The scheduling aspect and just the whole situation as a whole is what bothers me. It's just getting worse and worse. Um,
And
so
Mexican teams aren't even playing in their home stadiums. These Mexican teams, I don't know if you saw that clip of the Leon team of Leon and Vancouver for on the Vancouver airport for 22 hours. Their game against LA Galaxy had to get delayed a day because they were stuck in that airport and they blamed something about something with the schedulers, I guess, something with League Cup schedulers. And look, I'm an MLS fan, but I see on Twitter there's just these MLS fanboys that go way too hard, and it's like they refuse to feel like they do anything wrong. And I like to think of myself as like a little bit more of a realist. I love MLS. I acknowledge where it's at quality wise, and I acknowledge what they're fucking up at and what I feel like they shouldn't be doing. I think this whole Leagues Cup thing, not playing in Mexico, like completely isolating other leagues of having no chance of like only giving birth to these pausing the schedule, forcing the teams to play in international breaks, forcing games to be so damn close to where you're moving things around, and then clearly CONCACAF's getting a cut because they're like, yeah, I don't understand if you wanted to do another tournament, which I get, even though it's already a jam-packed schedule, why not do something like a Europa League? To me, that makes so much more sense. You're going to get them more games. You're probably going to get them more money still. And you're not excluding all the other countries that are in the CONCACAF region and just get like, why not just do a Europa League? Where CONCACAF, and then this is, mind you, too, this is even before the expanded Champions League or now CONCACAF Cup tournament that comes into play next year. Because remember that's gonna have a group stage and a round of 32, just like Leagues Cup. This schedule's already tight of how it is with the Leagues Cup in it, and now next season we're about to throw in an expanded Champions League format with this Leagues Cup. It's gonna be even worse, dude. It's gonna be even worse. And as much as I love watching the games, and I do think it's cool seeing top to bottom teams playing, to be realistic, I mean, do we really care seeing Austin play FC Juarez? Like who gives a fuck? Like, we all knew that the bottom of Mexico wasn't as good as MLS. The big thing was what people want to see is the top of MLS play the top of Mexico. I don't care about fucking Querétaro playing fucking Minnesota. Like, I don't care. Why are we putting this tournament? Like, I don't know. It's cool to see, and I like it as a viewer, but I just feel like there's so many negatives that come along with it that it's like, I really don't like it. I feel like it's messing up everything else. And it's like, if you want to do another tournament, why not just do like a Europa League? But clearly, MLS, this was all their diabolical plan to have a tournament in the United States to play against Mexico, bring the Liga MX fans, because Liga MX is the most watched league in this country. I don't know. It just kind of bothers me. Like, a lot of that kind of bothers me. And then like kind of seeing some people defend it. It's like, come on, man. Like, I get it's a cool event and I actually like watching it myself. I'm not going to lie. But I could take a step back and realize like this all is kind of like horseshit. Like, when you look at all of it.
Yeah, that aspect, it's hard to argue against it. It really is.
I mean, hopefully next year they at least let Mexican teams play at home.
Yes, that would be nice. I mean,
because there's no way. I feel like there's no way they're making more money having them in the United States. Like, I saw a Mazatlan versus FC Juarez. I just wanted to see what they're playing in Austin. I just wanted to see what the turnout was. Completely empty stadium. And it's like, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. Like, when these smaller Mexican clubs play in an American stadium, these are obviously teams that don't have big fan bases like Club or like Chivas. Like, what do you think was going to happen? I guarantee you probably would have made way more eyeballs, way more ticket sales, advertising if you just let them play in their home stadiums. But whatever. I mean, so